You know that feeling when you sit down to work on something important, and within 3 minutes, you're scrolling your phone? Not because you don't care, not because you're lazy, but because sitting there doing the thing feels unbearable. We've been told the answer is discipline. More willpower, more structure, more forcing yourself to push through. But what if I told you the real problem isn't that you lack discipline? It's that you've lost the ability to be bored, and that's costing you everything. Let's be honest. Most of us can't sit still for 5 minutes without reaching for our phones. We can't stand in line without checking Instagram. We can't eat a meal without watching something. We've engineered boredom out of our lives completely. And here's what nobody tells you. Boredom is where focus is built. Think about it. When you were a kid, you could spend hours building something, drawing, or just thinking. Not because you had more discipline back then, but because you were comfortable with boredom. Now your brain has been rewired. Every app, every notification, every video is designed to grab your attention in seconds. Your brain has learned that discomfort equals bad, that stillness equals wrong, that if something isn't immediately interesting, you should move on. So when you try to focus on something hard, studying, writing, working out, building something meaningful, your brain panics. It throws every distraction at you because it's not used to the feeling of effort without instant reward. You think you need more discipline? But really, you need to rebuild your tolerance for boredom. Here's the thing about discipline. It's not a superpower. It's not something you either have or don't have. Discipline is just your ability to do something even when it's uncomfortable. But if you can't handle even 5 minutes of discomfort, how are you supposed to handle an hour of studying, a workout, writing something meaningful, building a business? You can't. That's why you set goals and don't follow through. That's why you start strong on Monday and quit by Wednesday. That's why you feel like everyone else has some secret you don't. They've just learned to sit in boredom without running. Let me give you an example. You decide you're going to read more. You grab a book, sit down, and within 2 pages, your mind wanders. You check your phone, you think about what you need to do later, you get up to grab water. Suddenly, 30 minutes have passed, and you've read nothing. That's not a discipline problem. That's a boredom tolerance problem. Your brain sees reading as slow, unstimulating, uncomfortable, so it does everything it can to escape. But here's the breakthrough. If you could just sit there, through the discomfort, through the urge to check your phone, through the mental resistance, you'd eventually get into it. You'd find flow. You'd actually enjoy it. The problem isn't the task. It's that you bail before you get there. So how do you fix this? How do you rebuild your ability to be bored? First, stop trying to make everything interesting. This is huge. We've been taught that if something feels boring, we should gamify it, make it fun, add music, add rewards. But that just trains your brain to need more stimulation. Instead, practice doing boring things on purpose. Go for a walk without your phone. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Eat a meal without watching anything. Let yourself feel the discomfort of not being entertained. At first, it's going to feel awful. Your brain is going to scream at you. But if you stick with it, something shifts. You start noticing things. Your thoughts slow down. You get comfortable with stillness. And that skill, being okay with nothing happening, is what makes discipline possible. Second, reduce stimulation before you need focus. If you scroll TikTok for an hour and then try to study, your brain is cooked. You've just fed it a fire hose of dopamine. Now you're asking it to focus on something slow and difficult. It's not going to happen. Start treating your attention like energy. You wouldn't run a marathon, right? After eating a huge meal. Don't ask your brain to focus right after overstimulating it. Before you need to do deep work, give yourself a buffer. Put your phone in another room. Don't check social media in the morning. Let your brain wake up slowly instead of slamming it with notifications the second you open your eyes. Third, reframe boredom as a green light, not a red light. Here's the mindset shift that changed everything for me. When I feel bored now, I don't see it as a problem. I see it as a signal that I'm about to do something meaningful. Boredom means you're not being distracted. It means your brain is ready to go deep. It means you're on the edge of focus, not lost in the noise. So when you sit down to work and that uncomfortable feeling hits, don't run. Sit in it. Breathe through it. Tell yourself, this is where growth happens. Because it is. Once you build this skill, everything changes. You stop needing motivation to get started. You stop feeling like focus is this impossible thing only other people have. You can sit down, do the work, and actually finish what you started. And here's the part nobody talks about. You start enjoying things more. When you're not constantly chasing the next hit of dopamine, normal things become interesting again. Conversations, books, sunsets, your own thoughts. You stop feeling like life is passing you by because not spending half your time numbing yourself with distractions. This isn't about becoming some monk who never has fun. It's about being able to choose, to sit with hard things when they matter, to build something real instead of just consuming all day. That's freedom. That's what discipline actually looks like. And it all starts with being okay with boredom. So here's what I want you to try tonight. Pick one thing, just one, something you've been avoiding because it feels boring or hard. Reading, journaling, sitting outside without your phone, whatever. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Sit with it. Let yourself feel the discomfort. Don't run. Don't check anything. Just be there. It's going to feel weird, but that feeling, that's not a problem. That's your brain learning to focus again. You don't need to become a different person. You don't need superhuman discipline. You just need to stop running from boredom. Because once you can sit still, once you can handle discomfort, once you can focus without needing constant stimulation, that's when everything you want becomes possible. Let's start building that today. One boring, uncomfortable, beautiful moment at a time. I'll see you in the next one.